I took a day off today. And if you are, like me, always interested in motives, you may be wondering why. Why take a day off? After all, also the previous diaries were all on doing this and that to stay disciplined and be more productive. Why would I ever take a day off? It's not something that I planned. It's something that happened, and it's something that has a very specific place in my routine. It's not, of course, the first time that I take a day off, and it's not gonna be the last time that I take a day off. I woke up this morning. This afternoon, I went to bed very late today, and I wake up after afternoon. I wake up, I had some pain to the right foot, and today the workout involves using the right foot pretty much all throughout. So I started by thinking I would use this as the break day, so do breaks on Wednesdays. My idea is to train 6 days a week, and so Wednesdays will be the rest day. So I did not work out, and then I was not feeling the drive to meditate. I had a feeling this was going to be a different day, a different type of day. So I started by doing my things, and I thought, well, if the need arises, I will meditate later on and go on as usual. But the need did not show up, and in the end, today I did not create anything. I did not work on the script. I think maybe I opened it, but I didn't change anything. And the result is that the day has been completely off from the routine I created. But there is I think these type of days have a very important purpose, and the purpose is that if I stick to my routine and I never take a break, I end up becoming numb to it. It becomes, maybe routine is the wrong word, because routine is what it becomes. I would call it a ritual, which then becomes a routine if I don't take a break. And I don't know if this actually makes a lot of sense. It's how I see it, and maybe there is too much of my own personal language that gets lost in transmission. My belief is that if we never take a break, if we never stop, if we never have a useless day, an unproductive day, we kind of lose our humanity in a sense, because there are things who are able to continuously work, who don't need to take days off. They are machines. And I am not a machine, as much as maybe sometimes it might seem that I am, but I am not. And I believe that this type of wastes, in a sense, are what makes us human, because perfection is for machines, it's not for people. And then the other thing I thought of covering today, because I think it's very related, it's not necessarily a purpose, but it's still related to discipline and productivity for this channels. When I say this channel in singular, I am talking in reality about all the channels and everything else that J Happy Day will one day maybe be. I personally feel that J Happy Day in its entirety, so the channels and everything else, is a sort of manifestation of my dreams. I would use this phrase. It's not the first time I hear this phrase, but I believe it grabs exactly the way I see it. It's something that I wish existed already, but that does not exist. And I think that, or rather, I'm not sure whether someone else could take my place and do it, because in the end, I am the only one who knows how the character is and how the character evolves. And if I don't do it, then maybe it will never exist. And maybe it's not that big of a deal. Maybe it's not gonna make any type of impact, similar to how they say if a tree falls in the middle of the Amazon and nobody hears it, did the tree really exist? I think it's that way, the saying. And what I'm saying here is maybe all I am doing is always gonna be meaningless and no one will ever watch it. But the thing I care about is not, of course I want, don't get me wrong, I want people to watch what I do. I want people to watch the videos I created, and maybe the ones I created are a bit too cringy, or when I look back at them, they are a bit cringy because I have grown in my ability to edit and think of stories. So let's say they are not as good as what I would do today. But I still care that people see what I do. And I also do this type of videos because I think that to some, maybe they are going to be interesting. Of course, not to everyone, because not everyone has the time to sit down and listen to me ramble for a few minutes, maybe a bit more than a few. But I do this because, in a sense, I need to. And maybe this is also not gonna make too much sense. Think of how can I put this? Think of when you feel some type of desire, something that you want, and maybe, I'm not sure, maybe it does not make too much sense. I don't think, maybe this is maybe it is a common experience, but it's wrong. I realize now it's wrong. I'm sorry, maybe I will cut this out. It's not something that I desire. It's okay, let me put it this way. I don't know how to explain it. The only thing I know is that I see, and it's not something I do consciously, like I sit down and I think, and I'm thinking. I see, it happens, and I'm just sitting there, similar to an observer watching a movie, and I see these videos, the videos I am working on, I see them in front of my eyes. Of course, they are not there like being projected. It's something that happens inside the brain. It's not something physical out there that I see. Similar to a sort of lenses that filter the way I see things, or rather superimpose what I see to what is out there in reality. And I see these stories, these ideas, these dreams, in a way. And it's been going on for quite a while now. It's been a few years that I had this type of dreams. And I always, in the beginning, I was not really sure what to do. I started to have these dreams, and they were there and they were happening. And after a while, I started to a while, meaning a few years, because it actually troubled me quite a bit. I felt a sort of burden in having this type of dreams. And it's not something that like it's there constantly. I constantly have ideas, but here and there I am taken by I don't know how to put it, winds of inspiration, and I am led to these ideas for what I discovered to be stories, because in the beginning I was not even sure what they actually were. And so after over the years, I started to write down a few of these thoughts, of these ideas. Of course, not in a systematic way, because I had no clue what I was doing. And then I started to see that I am not, of course, as always, I am not luckily alone in having this type of dreams. And I saw that other people have this type of dreams. And I saw that these people use movies to turn these dreams into something concrete. And I cannot give you a reason. I don't think I really have a reason. Maybe it's just something that I feel I need to do, but I don't have something I can put into words to give you, to explain what are the reasons why I am doing all of the J Happy Day thing. But I feel this desire to create, or it's not even a desire, it's almost a need to create these things. And the project itself is just my maybe meaningless attempt at putting my dreams into something that you can actually see on YouTube. And the thing that I want to make clear now is that I see this as a sort of an art project. I feel presumptuous in saying that it's art, but the expression should be correct. I just see it as what I do. I don't care if it's art or it's just a waste of time or whatever else. It's just what I do, and I do it. And I believe that if I tried to force myself to work, like today, I took a day off. If I forced myself to work today, if I sat down and put myself there in front of the script until I did something, I believe that this entire project would lose its soul in a way. And actually, I'm not really sure what meaning you could interpret when I say soul. So maybe let me put it in let me give you a different point of view for the same thing. If I forced myself to work today, I would say that then this project would stop, become something that I just do. It would become more of a work that I have to do. And I see a difference between something that I need to do and something that I have to do. Because something that I need to do is something that comes from the inside, and I have to figure out how to turn it into a reality. Whereas something that I have to do is maybe I am at work and I am told to do this, and I have to do this because otherwise they fire me. So there is a difference between what I need to do and what I want, what I have to do. Not what I want to do, what I have to do, sorry. And if I treated the J Happy Day not as something that I need to do, but something that I have to do, if I treated it as something that I have to do, it would, I think, lose its uniqueness is not the right word. Appeal maybe is not the right. I don't think I have a right word, but there is something that, and maybe it's just me, maybe I'm just stupid and I notice things that don't exist in reality, but I think I am talking about something that really exists if you look at well, in this case, I am talking about YouTube channels specifically, but you can generalize it to, I think, pretty much every activity that people do. If you look in music, if you look in cinema, in whatever other type of field where you create, you can see people who do because they need to, because they have an inner need to create, and people who do it because they have to, because they are told to, because they want, I think, usually to earn money or some way to live, and so they sell their ability to work in exchange for money or some other type of good. And personally, I feel a difference when I look at something. I can kind of tell whether it was made out of need or out of having to. I don't know what the equivalent is, but I get a feeling for whether someone did something because they needed to or because they had to. And I don't want my channel to become something, or even more in general, the thing I do with J Happy Day, I don't want it to become something that I have to do. I want it to remain something that I need to do. Because my belief is that if I turned it into something that I have to do, it would change. It would become something that I do not because I want, but because I have to. And I am thinking whether I have some more concrete examples to give you, but nothing is coming to mind, sadly. My belief is that maybe if you think about the people you follow online and the music you listen to, the movies you watch, you can maybe, I don't know, of course, maybe not. Don't worry if you cannot. Maybe it's just me. But I think you can see a difference between people who do something because they care, it's what they want to do, and others who do it because they have to. It's maybe something that you can hear in the details, and I'm not talking about like image quality and lights and all that stuff. It's in how they do it and why they do it. You can almost feel, I don't know, maybe this become too much of a ramble. What I wanted to say is that I sometimes get the feeling that people are not doing, like when I am watching a video, sometimes I get the feeling that the person is not doing the video because they want to, but because they feel that they have to. And usually this feeling is this having to is because they are trying to make money. So maybe rather than being something artistic, the video is more of a sales pitch, or I can feel in some way that the person is not really feeling or living what they are talking about. Maybe this is what I can talk about now. I can almost sense whether someone really believes in what they are talking about, or whether they do not really believe in what they are talking about. And I would say it's something that you can see in the eyes. There's a specific type of look and way of talking and maybe emphasizing certain words, using certain terms, having certain tonalities, certain rhythms, certain facial expressions, and they all sum up to the point where you can tell whether someone is really feeling what they are saying and doing, rather than someone who is just doing it for the money or for some other reason, which is not the thing itself. Maybe I will do another video one day if I find better words to explain this feeling. But to recap, I originally took a day off because foot pain, so we are a bit back in reality, with or rather physical reality. We leave the more ethereal plane of needs and haves and that type of stuff. So I started the day, I had a bit of foot pain, so I did not work out. Then I decided to meditate only if I felt the need to meditate, and I did not feel the need to meditate. And then I realized that this would be a day where I do not make anything. And these days are important because otherwise the entire project, J Happy Day, becomes something that I have to do and not something that I need to do. And this is something that I do not want. Because, and here is the thing I want to conclude with, why do I want to keep J Happy Day as something that I need to do compared to something that I have to do? And the answer is that, just as I said for the last, I think, 10 minutes, that I can tell whether someone really cares about what they are doing or whether they are doing it because they have to. Likewise, I don't want you to watch my videos and get that same feeling that in reality I am not really feeling what I am saying. I want to avoid falling into that type of trap, that type of hole. I don't even know whether after having fallen in that hole it's possible to get out. And to be honest, I don't want to discover it. I want to keep this as something that I need to do, but not something that I have to do. Because I think in the end, you will enjoy it more. And maybe I'm just an idiot and everything I talked about in reality does not make sense. But it makes sense to me. And as long as I don't see at least a bit of evidence that I am wrong, I will continue to assume that I am right. Or at least not wrong until now. Then time will tell. But for today, this is everything. As always, if you want to see where this diary goes, make sure that you are subscribed. And for everything else, I'm Jason, and see you next time.